Hi guys, going to be making a review of WWE Raw from last night. This video should be a bit better than the normal ones, as I actually have notes today, so you're in for a treat guys, because I'm actually going to remember what I'm talking about for the entirety of this video if all goes to plan. First match on the card, Daniel Bryan vs CM Punk. Jericho enters just after Punk enters, so the match doesn't begin straight away, and Punk and Jericho have a little segment, a little promo. Jericho talks like an absolute god, I'll tell you that. Chris Jericho is the whole package. He has everything. He looks the part, he wrestles the part, he speaks the part. He's got it all. Talks about how he spent years crafting his trade before actually coming to WWE, and how he was one of the unique branch of wrestlers that did that. They were superstars before they came to the WWE. They were made superstars. That's what he says basically. CM Punk talks back saying Jericho didn't invent the word, because Jericho goes, "Oh, CM Punk, you copied me by saying I'm the best in the world. You copied me." And CM Punk says, "Well, actually, have you ever heard of Bret the Hitman Hart? He said he was the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be." So that gimmick was used before Jericho came to WWE. So, which is right. Chris Jericho didn't invent that either. So if you want to call people wannabes, you could actually call Chris Jericho a Bret Hart wannabe, you know. Anyway, yeah, this promo was really good. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I'd advise you to watch this promo. Really good promo. Got me a bit more pumped to see the match at WrestleMania. I'm looking forward to that match, CM Punk vs Chris Jericho. I'm looking forward to this WrestleMania. I will be buying this WrestleMania, not streaming it, because it's worth it. It's worth this. I don't want to be watching it on a crappy, blurry, internet site. I'd rather pay to watch this. And plus, it's only $14.95 in the UK, so I know it's $50 for you in America, or about $50 or whatever. So I feel sorry for you guys. I don't really know what that is in pounds. I presume it's at least double, £15. So I can understand why Americans stream a lot of stuff, because if you were to pay $50 for, I don't know, 12 pay-per-views, you're spending $600 a year on pay-per-views. I don't think anyone's willing to do that, Sorry to ramble on about that. So we get Bryan vs Punk. It ends up turning into a Teddy Long, John Laurinaitis, Otunga and Santino fight, basically. Santino hits a Cobra on David Otunga, which I found hilarious, because he falls off the ring mat as if he's been hit by a hammer. John Laurinaitis and Teddy Long argue. Bryan runs away with the title, but Sheamus attacks him on the way out, just like he done SmackDown, throws him back in the ring. CM Punk GTS, 1, 2, 3. Then Laurinaitis comes in and complains and stops it, says this isn't the right decision, or whatever. Or he doesn't let the ref count to 3. Teddy Long shoves Laurinaitis over. Then as CM Punk is leaving the ring, Chris Jericho attacks CM Punk, suplexes him or whatever, I think it's a suplex or something like that, on the steel ramp, and then locks in the walls of Jericho before 2 refs come in and sort of stop him. Then we get an Undertaker vs Triple H promo, which was pretty cool, building this match up, which I'm really looking forward to. Hell in a Cell, in case you didn't hear me the first time. Kelly versus Nikki Bella. Kelly wins. Typical Divas match, got about 3 minutes, 2 minutes, I don't know. Actually, probably not a typical Divas match, it actually got longer than usual. But then we get John Cena versus The Miz. The Miz, for once in a while, has not been squashed in this match. It's not a squash match, so maybe The Miz is sort of rising back to power a bit, because he actually puts up a good fight before being put in the STFU, or the STF, I apologise, and tapping out. Miz cuts a promo saying how hard he works before the match. Sorry, I forgot to mention that, and how he should be on the WrestleMania card, blah blah blah, we've heard it all before, yada yada yada. We then get a Triple Threat Tag Team Championship match, which was not the same as a normal Triple Threat Tag Team Championship match. Normally in a Triple Threat Tag Team Championship match, you have 2 guys in the ring, and then all the other guys on the outside, and this one with 3 in the ring. So it was a triple threat in the ring, and you can only tag your own partner. The ones I'm used to seeing is where you're all in 2s of 2, like this, but There's only 2 guys in the ring, and you can tag someone who isn't your partner as well. Like, people used to tag each other on the back and stuff while they were near the rope, stuff like that. But this was quite a good match. Epico and Primo retained the title. After quite a solid match, we had... Oh, I better mention who was in the match, you know, forgetting something important there. It was R-Truth and Kofi Kingston versus Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler versus Primo and Epico. Primo and Epico win. I can't remember which one of them actually got the pinfall, but one of them did. Off their backbreaker manoeuvre, whatever you call it. Then Kane randomly comes out and chokeslams everyone. Well, everyone that's standing. So we're trying to rebuild Kane after his disastrously predictable, I should say, loss to John Cena in an ambulance match at Elimination Chamber. We then get Eve Torres, who's changed theme songs, I believe. I mean, I never really pay much attention to divas, but I'm pretty sure this is a new theme song. I mean, I can't remember it last week or the week before. She gets called a hoskie by most of the fans, which I found quite amusing. She then leaves and makes fun of Kelly. Well, not makes fun of, she just laughs at her. A bit random, but yeah. We then get Big Show and Sheamus versus Cody Rhodes and Mark Henry. Before the match, Cody Rhodes shows another Big Show embarrassing WrestleMania moment in which he gets knocked out by Floyd Mayweather. And by the way, when Floyd Mayweather hit Big Show No Way Out, I didn't realise they were legit punches, because Big Show's nose was busted wide open. I mean, I thought that was like put on, because I didn't really watch wrestling that year, I just presumed. But from looking at the replays, it looked like he really did smack his head in. Anyway, moving on from that, Cody Rhodes runs away in this match and Sheamus absolutely demolishes Mark Henry. Then we get the Rock promo, the thing everyone's been waiting for. This was a very pro-Rock crowd, like most crowds, mind you. Cheered the hell out of the Rock. That doesn't make sense. Cheered the hell out of the Rock, but what, you know what I mean? Cheered him so much. I mean, and every time the Rock mentioned John Cena, boo! You could hear the fans really, really booing. Yeah, and John Cena does come out in the end, but while the Rock's on his own, he says Dwayne Johnson's the same man as the Rock. The Rock's the same man as Dwayne Johnson. So when John Cena says that Dwayne Johnson's an idiot, that's wrong, because the Rock is Dwayne Johnson. At least that's what I sort of thought. He calls John Cena a Kung Pao bitch. The fans start chanting Kung Pao bitch really loud. And the best point the Rock made was, he goes, all these people are sick and tired of having this Kung Pao bitch shoved down their throat week in, week out, and that's how I feel. I do not hate John Cena at all, so don't hate on me for hating anyone, because I don't hate John Cena. In fact, I like him more than a lot of wrestlers, but having the same character shoved down your throat so much, eventually you get bored. I'm a person that likes change, and having one thing shoved down your throat over and over again, hearing the same sort of promo week in, week out from the same guy, does get boring, and that is why I'm not a Cena fan. That's why I want The Rock to win at WrestleMania. I don't hate John Cena, I'm just bored of him. His character's stale. His character went stale in like 2008, 2009 as far as I'm concerned. Do I respect the guy? Yes, but that's not necessarily what you want from a wrestler. You don't want to respect the person, you want to like the wrestling character. So as far as John Cena goes, it's not him I dislike, it's the way he's been booked all these years. He's been booked to be a Superman, and I've never liked the idea of a wrestler being that good. I never liked the idea of Hulk Hogan being able to get up and beat the hell out of everyone after being beaten the hell out of. I never liked that idea. It's different people have different tastes. You know, you're welcome to like John Cena. I see why people like John Cena. Hustle, loyalty, respect, all that stuff. I can see why people like that sort of stuff. I am not one of those people that likes that sort of stuff, and therefore, I want The Rock to win at WrestleMania. And by the way, if you want to have a feel of what this atmosphere is going to be like at WrestleMania, go and watch Hulk Hogan vs. The Rock WrestleMania 18. Hear that atmosphere. That was such a pro Hulk Hogan crowd, and it will be a pro Rock crowd, I'm fairly sure, in Florida. I mean, it'd have to be a disaster for them to boo The Rock or something, but I don't think they will. In fact, I'm 99% sure they won't. I'm 99% sure they will boo John Cena. And, the atmosphere is going to be great in this match. Even watching it on TV, the atmosphere, you're going to feel the crowd chanting every move. Every time The Rock shoves John Cena over or something, the crowd will start cheering. And this is a less predictable match than The Rock Hogan, because WWE going into the match knows that John Cena is just as hated as he is liked. It may be even more hated than he is liked. I mean, you saw it with the crowd today. The mention of John Cena got so many boos. People are sick and tired of having John Cena shoved down their throat over and over again. And, you know, sorry, reading a text message from my phone there. You know, there's only so much you can take of one character. I'm sure if I, you know, came round your house every day, and said the same thing every day, don't you think eventually you'd get bored? You would. I'm not saying I'm John Cena, I'm not John Cena. I mean, he's a much more entertaining character than me, but eventually even the most entertaining character gets bored. Gets boring to us, sorry. So yeah, there's my Raw review. Added a little insight on what I think of the Rock Cena. But let me just tell you, that people are saying, no, this isn't the biggest match in the history of wrestling. Well, I agree with the people that say that. It's not the biggest match in the history of wrestling, but as a selling match, this sells just as well as Hulk Hogan versus The Rock. So, in a lot of respects, it is, whether you like it or not, the biggest match in wrestling history. It's up to date, as far as I can remember. You have to go back to Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. You have to go back to The Rock versus Hogan to feel, you know, matches with this much hype. You know, the fans want to see this. This is a match that's been a dream match, if you will. How often do you get to see dream matches? I've seen one before. This is the second dream match I've ever seen. The first one I saw was amazing. It was The Rock vs Hogan, WrestleMania 18. That's probably the best match I've seen. And it's not because of the wrestling. The wrestling in this match, don't kid yourself, this is not going to be the best wrestling match of all time. Hell no. Hell no. It's because of the atmosphere, it's because of it's quite unpredictable, it's just because of the big names, and it's because it's anticipated, it's because of the hype. You know, that's why. Yes, the build for this match has been bad, but The Rock versus John Cena, I've always said this sells itself. Those two names sell it. It'd be like if Mike Tyson fought Muhammad Ali. Do you need to have a good promotion for the match? No, you don't, because people are going to buy it anyway. And that's what I think about this match. People are going to buy it anyway. It's The Rock versus Cena. People are going to want to watch this regardless of whether the build's crap like it has been or whether it's amazing. I mean, the build's getting better, I'm not saying, but considering they booked it a year in advance, a lot of that time was filled with nothing. They announced it and then The Rock disappeared till Survivor Series. That's pretty much what happened. If you're going to book it a year, I'd have personally rather them have something like John Cena, you know, winning the belt and then going into Survivor Series, defend the championship, and The Rock comes out of the crowd, screws John Cena. Then it sets up a genuine feud. And it doesn't have to be a year in advance to hype people up. But, you know, WWE have done what they've done. I'm not going to complain anymore. I'm happy. I'm just happy this match has been made. You guys, you should just be grateful this match has been made. And Undertaker Triple H is on the card. We've got Punk Jericho, we've got Bryan Sheamus, and we're probably going to get an well, it's not even going to be an inter-brand match. It's going to be just Team Laurinaitis versus Team Teddy Long. And then we're probably going to get Cody Rhodes versus The Big Show as well. So you've already got 6 matches there that, to be honest, sell the card. And there's probably going to be a couple more matches added on. I'd presume there'll be about 8 matches at this WrestleMania. Mind you, it depends. I think they should push it out and make it a 4-hour pay-per-view. I don't know if they're going to. Did they make it 4 hours last year? I can't even remember. You know, last year's WrestleMania, I wouldn't call it the most memorable thing. I remember Snooki and John Morrison versus someone. And Trish Stratus versus Dolph Ziggler and Lay Cool or something. I remember that match. I remember The Miz versus John Cena, obviously, because The Rock screwed John Cena, thus setting up this feud. I remember... Actually, I don't... Oh yeah, obviously I remember Triple H Undertaker. I don't even think that when I think of that match, I don't think of WrestleMania 27, because it just feels above that. That WrestleMania was so bad, in my opinion, so bad for a WrestleMania. That's the worst WrestleMania I've ever seen. In fact, I'd say WrestleMania 27 was one of the weakest pay-per-views of last year. And that's not me hating. Seriously, there was one match on the card worth watching, and that was a 5-star match. Every other match was probably below 3 stars, which is not what you expect from a WrestleMania, you know. And I don't even normally rate matches with stars, but whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'd appreciate it if you subscribed or liked or disliked or commented on this video. I like to discuss wrestling. I get my, it's nice to have